Hello! Welcome to this week's video. For this week, I am doing another edition of Speed Dating My TBR. We are doing episode 5 today, and the way this works is I pick 4 books, got my 4, and I read either the prologue, first chapter, or first 10 pages, whichever comes first, and I see if I will put it back on my TBR or if it will be going to another home. So, let me just get my drink of water here. I will show you the first book, read the back blurb, and then dive in. So, the first one we are starting with is Catherine Coulter's The Offer. And this was back when Catherine Coulter was doing historical romances. I think she's doing like suspense or like thrillers or stuff like that now. There is the insert cover is so sweet. He's like, it's not like a clinch cover really, but he's like carrying her, and it looks so sweet. And so let's read the back blurb. Dear reader, Philip Mercereau and Sabrina Eversley first appeared in An Honorable Offer, a Regency romance published in 1981. I've changed the title to The Offer to reflect its new status as a historical romance, and I've rewritten the novel extensively. The result is a complex, fascinating story with thrilling plot twists and richer characters. Sabrina Eversley runs away from home after her new brother-in-law attempts to rape her. She would surely have died in a blizzard if Philip Mercereau had not rescued her. He nurses her back to health only to find that he is not a hero. Instead, he's a gentleman who has compromised a lady. Now there's only one thing left for him to do: marry her. But Sabrina turns him down, leaving him completely baffled. However, things don't turn out quite the way Sabrina planned, and it is she then who must propose, sweetening the pot with a big dowry and an offer of freedom for Philip. But what's a husband to do when he knows his bride is afraid of men? And more important, what is the bride to do when she follows her husband to his mistress's lodgings and discovers him on the point of indulging? Philip and Sabrina have a long way to go before they can sit amicably at the same table together. So, let's go into The Offer. Now, I always read the first line too. The first line for this one is, "If you don't get away from me, I'll scream." So Trevor's a rapey ass butt. So Trevor marries Sabrina's sister, and not long after he's married to her, to Sabrina's sister, he starts sniffing around Sabrina and is all like, "Oh, I know." He's basically Pitbull. "I know you want me." But if Pitbull was a rapey asshole, which I don't think he is, so Sabrina takes off, runs away, because it flashes back to her remembering rapey Trevor. And as up to this point, he's just sort of stalking her, like, around the room. We don't see if, like, he rapes her or not up to this point. But it flashes back to her, she's running through the woods during a snowstorm, and she's apparently very ill. So, well, yeah, I definitely want to know more. And yeah, I hope that rapey Trevor dies painfully. And I hope it's not one of those, what was it in his Captive Princess or something, with like Harry in Anne Gracie, and she like basically convinces him not to kill the uncle so that he won't be like him, or he won't get like arrested for murder or what have you. It's like, no, I don't want none of that. Let's stop doing that. Can we just kill the bad people? Because if you kill a bad person, that doesn't make you like the bad person. Don't go down to his level. Don't be like him. You're not being like him. The bad person is hurting innocent people. You are ridding the world of an evil person. I want to see more of that, please. I want to see more of bad people actually getting killed and punished for their sins, for their evils. But yes, this is definitely going back. Liked that one. The next one is Barbara Delinsky's Coast Road, and it's a contemporary. No insert cover. Let us read the back blurb. When Jack McGill chose his career as an architect over his family, he returned home from yet another business trip to find that his wife Rachel had left him. But now, 6 years later, a car accident has left Rachel clinging to life, and she and their 2 daughters desperately need him. Putting his work on hold for the first time in his life, Jack decides to sit by his ex-wife's bedside. There, meeting Rachel's many new friends, trying to cope with 2 teenage daughters and their problems, he learns about a woman he never really knew, her expressive art, and the secret that made her leave. Much to his astonishment, Jack begins to see Rachel, his daughters, and the story of his marriage with new eyes. So, this seems like a second chance romance. I really hope it is. And, yeah, let's get into this one. The first line. When the phone rang, Rachel Keats was painting sea otters. Well, see, I don't think so with this one. Because we start off with, okay, the premise in the back was that, like, she gets into an accident and then he has to take care of her. And with the prologue, you start off with Rachel and her daughters. They're on their way to see a Garth Brooks concert. So I'm thinking this is when the accident is going to happen. But no, they go to the concert, they come back, and it's just sort of like daily life thing in like the prologue. And it ends with her leaving again to go do something. So I'm assuming that that's when she gets into the car accident, but we didn't actually like see the car accident sort of happen. And I thought the prologue is supposed to like draw you in to sort of want to know more, or like sort of like, you know, it has to be interesting enough that you want to keep reading. And it wasn't. Like, I would not have made, like, if she was going to have an accident, I would have had her have it then. Like, they could still, like, the Garth Brooks concert, they, that, you know, was fun and, you know, nice and all that for them. And I love Garth Brooks. I would love to see him live in concert someday. Um, I think he's retiring, or he retired, but I think he pops up every now and again. Um, but yeah, then I would have had the accident happen on the way back. Um, but no, then it just sort of like was sort of like a daily life thing. As she's like getting the kids, you know, ready for school or picking them up from school, and just mm, yeah, I no, like I like the premise, but the beginning did not draw me in. So, and I have too many books to get there, there, there to yeah, so this one's going to a different home. Next we have Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and it looks like a contemporary set in Toronto. Hello. And let's read the back blurb here. They say you can never go home again, and for Persephone Fraser, ever since she's made the biggest mistake of her life a decade ago, that has felt too true. Instead of spending summers in cottage country on the glittering lake shore of her childhood, she stays in a stylish apartment in Toronto, keeping everyone a safe distance from her heart. Until Percy receives the Percy really receives the call that sends her racing back to Barry's Bay and into the orbit of Sam Florrick, the man she never thought she'd have to live without. For 6 summers during their youth, through hazy afternoons on the water and warm nights working in his family's restaurant, Percy and Sam had been inseparable. And when Percy returns to the lake, their connection is as undeniable as it has always been. But until she can confront the decisions she's made, she'll never know whether their love is bigger than the biggest mistake of their past, mistakes of their past. Told over the course of 6 years in the past and 1 weekend in the present, Every Summer After is a gorgeously romantic look at love and the people and choices that mark us forever. Let's get the first line. The first line reads, "The fourth cocktail had seemed like a good idea." I like the sort of emotional draw of the beginning. Like, you get right away that she is definitely always had the one that got away sort of in the back of her mind. And we don't know why she and Sam broke up. But at the beginning, she is recently broken up with this guy, Sebastian, who she definitely knew was just like not right for her. And and she doesn't really care that they're broken up. She wasn't invested in the relationship. He definitely knew that she was not invested in the relationship, and so that's kind of over. And so she's like newly single now. She gets a phone call from Sam's brother, telling her that their mom died. Him and Sam's mom died, and you get a little bit of the relationship, the good relationship that she had with Sam's mom, Sue, who has recently died of cancer. Yeah, so I like it so far. I think, and he's, inviting her to come to the funeral, and she says, of course, that she's going. So I like it so far. I think, yeah. I think this one's going back. This one's going back. The next one is What Comes After by Blair Lee. And let's read the back. Eliza Davis's new home is everything she wanted. Community, a sense of belonging, a fresh start. An added bonus was living with her best friend Simone and befriending the jilted groom whose wedding day disaster she was witness to. But Jack Peters was not someone to be pitied. Sarcastic, caring, and most importantly crazy about her daughter, Jack helps take Eliza's mind off the pain of her past and allows her to just have fun. But small towns are known for meddling, and everyone assumes there's more to Eliza and Jack than the two can see. Eliza is adamant that they're just friends, even if he makes her daughter laugh again, even if he comes over to chase ghosts out of the attic without a second thought, even if he makes her heart squeeze in ways she forgot. So, really like the back blurb, and small town romance, I like. I wonder how. I'm not much for when, I like plot muppets. I like little kids in romance. I do. I know people that don't, but I do. I'm not overly fond of when the kid is a teenager. So I hope that she is young in this. I hope that she's a little cute little plot muppet. And I love when the hero befriends the kid kind of thing. Clearly, because in my Blood Vows book, immediately the relationship between Will and Alessandro is established, and it's one of my favorite parts of that trilogy that I wrote, is their relationship. So I hope it's sort of kind of that, but let's get into this. And I love her book dedication. This book is dedicated to me. Every version of myself at every age would be so damn proud that this is finally happening. I love that. I love that dedication. Okay. Here, the first line reads, "The ceremony began 10 minutes ago, but I'm still sitting in front of the bride, holding concealer, mascara, and a bag of cotton pads I am using to continuously dab her tears so her cheeks won't stain." do. So she is, what's her name? Eliza. She is a makeup artist slash like hair salon uh, person, and she is helping this bride on her wedding day, or trying to help this bride on her wedding day, because the bride won't stop crying because she tells herself that she cannot, she doesn't want to go through with the wedding. So then the groom comes in to see, like, this is like right before the ceremony, and the groom comes in to see, like, how's she doing? What's the holdup? Blah, blah, blah. And the bride confesses to the groom, Jack, that she can't marry him because she hasn't been honest with him, because she cheated on him with some friend of his, or somebody that he knows, named Stephen. And the whole time, Eliza is there because the not so very bride-to-be doesn't want her to leave, wants her there, I guess, for like moral support or whatever. So she's there witnessing this hella awkward conversation between the groom, or not so very much groom anymore, Jack, and the not so very much bride anymore. And yeah, and she tells him that she cheated on him, and can he forgive her? And then so much, very much no. So the wedding does not happen, and it's sort of 10 days later. He comes back to Eliza's salon, I guess, to pay her for her services. And yeah, and we learn a little bit about Eliza, that she was married, and she and her husband adopted this little girl, Nova, and I think Nova is 6, which I'm happy about. And then the husband dies of, I believe, cancer. So there's some cancer going on in like these last two, but yeah, I like it. So I want to. I'm going to be continuing on with What Comes After by Blair Lee. So those are the books that we went through, and so only one is going off to another home, and that is Barbara Delinsky's Coast Road. The remaining ones, that will be staying on our TBR is What Comes After by Blair Lee, Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and Catherine Coulter's The Offer. So those are the 3 that will be going back on my TBR mountain over there. I would love to know what you guys think. Have you guys read these books? And should I give Barbara Delinsky's Coast Road another chance? Because until I send it off to another home, it's still here. Yeah, so that's going to be it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Speed Dating My TBR. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/authorejamie. Like my Facebook page at facebook.com/authorejamie. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!